Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today on the Dr. Spell Prognosis, we are talking about the spell LEOMUND'S Tiny Hut. I hate the spell, and I love the spell at the same time. As a Dungeon Master, when the players are using it, I hate it. I absolutely despise this spell. If I am a player, I absolutely love this spell. And if I have a spellcaster that can cast a spell, I will cast the spell every single time. All right, so why do I say all that? Well, LEOMUND'S Tiny Hut is a third-level spell that is usable by bards, wizards, and Twilight Domain clerics. It is a ritual spell. If I'm a wizard, I'm taking this spell because it's a freebie. Just put it in the book, and I can cast it. It does take a minute to cast unless you cast as a ritual. Then it takes 10 minutes because rituals take 10 minutes. It has a range of self, 10-foot radius, verbal, somatic, and material component, which is a small crystal bead, which is worthless and does not get consumed. That means you can use that over and over and over again. It lasts for 8 hours because that's what it's supposed to do. And it is an evocation spell. So a 10-foot radius, immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above you and remains stationary for the duration. The spell ends if you leave its area. So 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome. Spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or if more than 9 creatures. So it doesn't really say if the dome fits in an area. So the dome, I would have to say the dome would have to fit in an area, or otherwise it fails. Creatures and objects within the dome when you cast the spell can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells other than magical effects cannot extend through the dome or be cast through it. So you can't cast spells out and you can't cast spells in. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside. So if you're on an adventure and you happen to be in like a super hot desert, blammo, LEOMUND'S Tiny Hut, and ignore all those environmental effects. If you're in a blizzard, in Icewind Dale, and your cold is all get out, blam, LEOMUND'S Tiny Hut, and you're protected. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become dimly dark or dark, which I don't know why, but because the dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but it is transparent from the inside. So, one of the reasons why I don't like this as a DM, one is that it is a ritual spell, which means it's free to cast. Particularly for wizards, it's really free. For as powerful as it is, I don't think that should be. I think they should have to memorize it. And it is impervious to creatures and objects. So a creature coming up and bashing on it, hitting it with a hammer, whatever, blah, 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 can't do anything to it. Spells don't do anything. They can't pass through. Now, a Dispel Magic should be able to take this out. I'm just saying that right then and there. Should be able to just whack this and be done with it. And the atmosphere is great no matter what. So if the players need a rest, and they need a safe place to rest, and let's say you've written a dungeon or an adventure with a lot of danger in it, and you want to give this kind of illusion or this atmosphere of danger where the characters have to run to rest, or they have to be wary of resting and on their guard. This throws that out the window. They just cast this spell and it's done, and they don't have to worry about it anymore. Very unlikely that something's going to have a Dispel Magic to get rid of this. So I know there are some arguments that you can tunnel underneath this thing. Maybe, but there's not a lot of creatures that can tunnel. I have players that are playing in a Tomb of Annihilation game right now, and I have pretty much I didn't ban the spell, but there are certain spells that don't work in the Tomb, and I added this to the list. Because I want the players to be very wary of getting a long rest in the Tomb of Annihilation. Now, other adventures I may not do that to, but it's the Tomb of Annihilation, so I will add that kind of layer of danger and flavor onto it. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.